Hi, welcome to Wandering Magic. My name is Gwen Olivia, and this is going to be my mini series on I got tarot cards and I have no idea what to do. I get so many questions from people, so I just figured I'll start a series to kind of guide people along. I guess the easiest way and the best way to start is so you have your new deck and you don't know what to do. Little disclaimer, these are just suggestions. Always go intuitively what feels right. There's no one way to do things. Okay? All right. So this is going to sound silly, but the first thing I would recommend is when you get your deck out of the box, count them. Simple. Count them because sometimes now, yeah, we do go to like maybe divination shops or Etsy shops, supporting local small businesses, but sometimes there's Amazon and you just want to make sure you have them all. Usually the number of cards are indicated. A standard number of tarot cards is 78. So just make sure you have them all, and they usually come in order. So just make sure like each one is there. Okay, so that's first thing above all, count your cards. Okay, now that that's out the way, fun stuff begins. So I'm going to say cleansing the cards and also cleansing yourself. Now, hear me out. Some people create a completely sacred space before they start. So they will do a circle around their work area and kind of do that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and that's not your thing, that's fine. Some witches do that and some don't. It's a personal preference, okay? So with that being said, you don't have to do the circle unless you feel called to. Other than that, you would just kind of cleanse the area and cleanse the cards. So what does that mean? There's a couple ways to do it. The way I recommend doing it, especially with your brand new deck, is using sage. Now, sage has a very, again, this is a very sacred herb. So use it respectfully. It does not have to be white sage. You can make your own wand, and actually maybe I can make a video for that too on how to do it with other herbs, but just use any herb basically like dried out and kind of cleanse the space, and then you want to cleanse your cards. Okay, you can also use an incense. Again, whatever you feel called to do, we're going to cleanse your space, cleanse yourself, and cleanse the cards. This is just for a little like protection circle area workspace for yourself and your cards. Okay, do you have to cleanse your cards every time you pick them up and touch them? Personal preference. My recommendation is if you're using the deck solely for yourself, it should be okay. You just, you kind of get like the way your cards shuffle, you'll just kind of know. And that will come with time. But at first, if you feel called to, cleanse them each time. The other thing, it just flew right out of my head. Anyway, so yeah, you want to cleanse your cards if you want before each use. Another way, now after you initially bless them, you can kind of knock on them and knock out the old energy that's in them. So that's another way to do it. This is, again, a continuous thing. Okay, so now you want to bless your cards, okay? So how do you bless them? Well, there's a couple ways to do this too. Again, it's cleansed, your space is cleansed, they're brand new, you got your cards in your hand, you're ready to go. Okay. Some people say like a little prayer over them or with them. And one of them could be, holding them in your hand, because your hands have energy. You are energy, first of all. And you hold them in your hands, and you can say something like, I invoke or and bless the cards, right? This is what you're doing. And you say, may the powers of light radiate and bless these cards with power of truth. Okay, something like that. That's not my personal one, but it's one that I think I used that a long time ago. It'll change over time, It's just very simple. May the powers of light radiate and bless these cards with power of truth. Okay. Optional to kind of sit there quietly, meditate, close your eyes, focusing your energy, putting your energy into the cards. Okay. If you feel called to. The other thing you can do is probably one of my favorite ways to do it. I usually do this when I get them. You're from your third eye, right? Because this is where we're reading cards from, right? Our intuition, the eyes you can't see. So from your third eye, and there's those of you into visualization are going to love this. You probably know this. But you see a white light beaming from your third eye to your cards, okay? And when you close your eyes, you're seeing the light radiate the cards, and now the cards are covered in a white light. And you can say that, you know, little invocation, that blessing on the cards, maybe silently or out loud, however you feel comfortable. Again, it's however you feel comfortable. There's no right or wrong way to do it, okay? The next thing is to shuffle them. So like I said, your cards usually come in order. And the easiest way to do it, especially if you read reversals or not, it doesn't matter. You just take the cards kind of like the 52 pickup style, like 72 pickup. And you just kind of shuffle them like that. You just do it a couple times. You bring them together. And that's just kind of jumbles them up so that you have a fresh start with them. Okay, make sure they get shuffled really, really good. Again, I would suggest putting them together and then maybe splitting it and then doing it again. Okay, and you shuffle them down in 52 pickup style, and that's how you do that. Okay, now it's time to bond with your cards. How do you bond with your cards? Well, one way could be carry them with you wherever you go. So if you, now hear me out, if you don't walk around with a bag or a purse or some sort, that's fine. These personally, like, these are like the standard ones. They might be a little too big for your back pocket, so you may not want to carry them around like that. But if you do carry a bag, keep them in there. Keep them on your person. And again, they're bonding with you. They're picking up on your energy throughout the day. All right. The other way to do it is to sleep with them. Probably like, why am I sleeping with my cards? But that's just another way to do it. You can put them under your pillow, right? Put them under your pillow and kind of leave them there. I wouldn't exactly recommend doing this with, like, if you sleep next to someone, and I mean, if it's your spouse, personal preference. But if it's like, you know, you're having company or a friend spend the night, maybe not leaving it under your pillow. Having them by your nightstand is another option, or just somewhere close in the vicinity, even like under your bed, if you're comfortable with that. Okay, that's just another way to bond with your cards and, you know, just picking up on your energy, right? Okay. With all that, this is also optional. I don't think everybody does this, but you can interview your cards, right? So if you want to spread, I guess leave it down in the comments and I will do that in another video. But there's a bunch on Pinterest, Instagram, they're everywhere. So interviewing your cards, you just ask your cards a couple questions, and each card, as you pull it out, is going to start answering the question. This is another way to bond with your cards and really to get to know them and have a conversation with them. Okay, optional, totally optional. You can also do this with oracle cards too. All these methods, if I didn't say that in the beginning. The last thing is when you're not using them, what do you do with them? So if they're not in your bag, they're not under your pillow, let's say, you know, you want to just leave them at home. Okay. Couple things you can do. So your cards, you put them, first of all, you don't have to put them in a designated area, but just put them somewhere safe where someone's just not going to grab them and just start playing with them and using them. So maybe like in a bookshelf, maybe like in a closet. You just keep them under your pillow. But so you have them there, and you can do a few things. One, you can put a crystal on top, and that crystal will keep protecting them. Okay. The other thing is, well, this is a clear quartz. Use whatever crystal you want, but selenite is like an all cleansing. Like this cleanses other crystals. Like they sell plates. This is more so like a wand, but they sell plates that you can just like sit the cards on. But you can also put it on top too, and that will kind of keep the cards protected and cleansed also. I should also mention, back with blessing the cards, I think that was the third step that I said. You can kind of do this, right? You kind of like bring the energy around the cards and also around yourself. Again, personal preference. You do not have to store these in a bag. You can leave them in the box, but just a quick little note there. Say you want to use a tarot bag. This is just a black velvet bag. A couple things. If you use Florida water, you dab it on your hands, you rub it on your hands, and then you kind of do it on the bag. Okay. Doing that. The other thing, if you make protection oil, fantastic. I do too, but I have this one from my girl from Bahati Life, Just. This protection oil, any oil, like I said, if you make your own, great. You just put a little bit on your hands, just like little dab on my finger. You kind of rub it in all your hand, and then you do it on the bag. And this protection oil is for the bag. So the same way we had that blessing with the cards, you can say something like, I now consecrate this bag to protect my cards. Right? And again, you're holding the bag in your hand, you're giving your energy to it, you're setting the intention. You can meditate with it if you want, and whatever you feel called to do. And then when you're ready to store your cards, you can put them in the bag. And if you want, you can also put the crystal in there. And then bada bing. That's it. Okay. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.